Hi everyone, welcome to Power BI Desktop tutorial. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about all unfiltered functions. So we have all function. This to return all rows in a table or all values in a column while removing all filters. So this is basically you remove all the filters as work as the opposite of filter context. Instead of filtering your data based on a specific condition, so you'll remove all the filters. You have to put the syntax all, table or columns, and you have columns 2, column 3. The user's case, clear filters from a table or a column. Additional columns can be added only if the first argument is a column. If the first argument is a column, you can add the second condition. All additional columns must be from the same table, cannot be from that table. This is, for example, you have to put all and the table name. And the tips in here, we use all in the percentage of total measures to keep the dominator fixed and ignore slicers. So this is all function is basically to use to remove all the filter. All function does not return a single value, it returns all rows in a table. We cannot use it as individual function. You have most of the cases use it as a component with other functions, and most of the cases we use it with the calculate function. And also we have filter, this to return a subset of a table based on true-false condition. The syntax you have filter and table and filter expression. What it does is to evaluate each rows in a table. So what the filter did is evaluate each rows in a table for all the table and then keep only the rows where the condition is true and will cut out or remove all the conditions that is false. An example for that, you have just a filter and then or territorial lookup or territorial lookup country equal to USA. Key point in here this is used to add a new filter context. Can handle more complex logical than calculate alone, often nested inside calculated or SUMX, and since it check row by row, it can be slow, use only when needed. So I'm gonna head it to Power BI. And I'm just going to first rearrange the matrix view from here. I'm going to add from here, this is category, have that category name, and then from measure tables, we have the total. I'm just going to add the total order. So first of all, go from measure table and a new measure. It's going to have something called all. So this is all orders. All orders equal to. So we have in here, let's going to use the calculate functions, the same what we did in the previous lectures. We have to put the expression. The expression in here we have from the total orders. We have the total orders, and here we go. What we used to, in the previous lecture, we used to filter our data based on the filter context, but if you use the all function, and in here, I have to put the table. I have to put table name or column. So the table name from my sales data. And if I close it, double close. So what I really did in here, I evaluate the total orders, but instead I am not filtering my data. I am just use all. So he will give me grand total of total orders as an individual value. So if you run that, and if they have all orders in here, you can see you have a 25,164. This is the ground total for total orders. It's the same, repeat again and again. And instead of filtering your data based on the category name, accessories bike, you will have the ground total. And so what is the benefit of that? You can use it to calculate the percentage. So if we back from here, and close this one, measure, new measure, this is the percentage. You have to use the percentage of all orders equal to, we use the divide function in here. Okay, So we divide the total orders. You have divide the numerator is the total orders divided by, and the denominator we have all orders. So it uses as an input data to calculate the percentage of all orders. I'll click in here, enter, and if you're back to the all orders of theme, we have the percentage of all orders, and that's gonna change the all orders from here. The format is supposed to be, this is percentage and two decimals. So you can see we have in here this 100% of the total, and then we have the orders as a percentage. So even if you are removing from matrix view, if you remove the all orders, the all orders percentage, it will work, because this one is used as an input data to calculate the percentage of all orders. And I have in here the average retail price. If I need to evaluate the average retail price from the product lookup table, go for new, or average price equal to overall average price equal to, and here we use the calculate function, and the expression we need to use in here, we are using the average retail price. This is the expression we are using in here, the evaluate our average retail price. So average retail price, and instead of using our filter context, it's going to use same all. We use the all function to remove all the filters, and then we have to put the columns. It's from product lookup. Close this one from product lookup, and let's gonna close this one. So now you will see, just click in here, let's gonna add from here the average retail price, and then we add in here we have the overall average price. So you can see it's again the ground total is back again, is repeated again and again, and that was all function did. To not filter each category by its value, it will take the grand total and will give you for each category. So this is how to use the all function. It's combined with the calculate function. You cannot use it alone. And now let's gonna move to filter function. And now if I need to filter our data based on the overall average price is bigger than the ground total, you can go for measure table and go to no measure. So this is like high ticket orders. We're going to use first the calculate function, and then the expression that we want to evaluate is the total orders. It's the total orders. When instead of using all function, we are using the filter function. So filter function. The table that we are want to evaluate is from the table from the product lookup table, and then the filter expression. Put comma and filter expression, and the filter expression here, I need to evaluate the product price from product lookup, and we have, where is the product price? I need to evaluate from product lookup where is the product price is bigger than the overall, is bigger than the overall average price. So now if I click close it, 3, click enter. So what I really did in here, we evaluate based on the total orders, and instead of using all function, we use the filter function in here for more complex filter expressions. We filter our data first. We put the table product lookups, the table that we need to evaluate, and then the filter expression. So we need the product lookup, the product price, what is bigger than the overall average price. Is bigger than the overall average price, bigger than 714,000. So if we check this one, we have the average. So if we go in here, high average price, add it to the matrix view, you will have the high ticket orders that it's bigger than 714,000. And this is how to use the filter function for more complex filter expressions. So this is all you need to know in this lecture. Thank you for your watching and see you in the next video.